First and goal. Here's the snap. Here's the give. Coming near side into the end zone. Touchdown, Hawks.
Welcome to Hawks Football Weekly. I'm your host, Brant Freeman, with Canyon Lake head coach Charlie Drum, and the Hawks are moving on to the region semifinals after they beat Pleasanton this past Friday, 28-10. And coach, this was a holiday week this past week, and quite a way to spend your Thanksgiving. Just how impressed were you by your team's performance?
Oh, really impressed. You know, we made history. We tell our kids we're making history every week. You know, getting to the 10-win mark and going to the third round. Real excited, especially how we came out in the second half because Pleasanton came to play in the first half. Yeah,
this is the deepest the Hawks have ever gone in the postseason. And you mentioned the second half. You were down 10-7 at halftime. What adjustments, if any, did you make on offense and defense in the second half?
Well, our defensive coaches did a great job. We took away their little slot receiver that was killing us on the little dink and dunk routes. And offensively, we just didn't, we had a turnover in the first half. We had a penalty killing drive in there, but they really didn't stop us in the first half. We stopped ourselves, and in the second half, we told them, we're going to get a stop right there. Offense would go down and score, and then our offense kind of controlled the rest of the game.
You mentioned the play of your defense, and I feel like we've been talking a lot this season about how you've played so well in the second half defensively. Focusing on one area of your defense in particular, just how well are you playing up front this season?
Yeah, the defensive line was crucial. Just getting pressure on the quarterback and helping out our back end, our secondary guys. I think we had 4 or 5 sacks in the second half, and they've been doing that all year. They kind of turn it up in the second half, and that goes back to our motto in off-season, which was finish.
I know that defensively it's a team effort, but I want to highlight a couple of players in particular. Parker Reno, Ross Snowden. They lead you in sacks, tackles for loss this season. What have they shown you this year?
They're just tenacious. They get after it every play. And they're not scared of him. Parker's not the biggest kid in the world, but he's a 3-year starter, and Ross Snowden has developed into one of the best defensive linemen in the area, and we'll need that on Friday.
Now, looking at the play of your offense in the win over the Eagles from this past week, a total team effort for you offensively as well. No one player dominated the football. I do want to highlight, though, the play of Tanner Ferris, 133 total yards, caught a touchdown pass as well, and a nice screenplay that you had. I know he's been banged up all season long. How healthy is he at this stage of the season?
Well, he's about as healthy as he can be without taking 2 or 3 months off. But he's battling through it, and luckily, Joseph Ruiz, who fills in for him at tailback, has done an outstanding job. So with those two going, we haven't skipped that much of a beat.
This time of year, it's the postseason, it's winter go home, and some teams feel the pressure, play tight. Other teams play a little bit looser, having fun with it. I get the sense that your team is more of the latter. How much are they enjoying this ride right now?
Oh, they love it, and they're this group's not intimidated by anybody. They're used to. They've been winning ever since the 7th, 8th grade onto their freshman year, and it's just fun to coach them. Like I tell them, as coaches, we're not nervous every week. We're excited to see them play out there.
Well, the fun will continue this Friday in Round Rock as Canyon Lake will take on Waco La Vega. Game will preview coming up next as Hawks Football Weekly continues in just a moment.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
The all-new Nissan of New Braunfels. Our modern and architecturally impressive building is more like an art gallery than a dealership. With an extravagant showroom floor and customer lounge, with over 500 vehicles in stock, we have the ability to deliver the best savings possible to meet your budget needs. It's our pleasure to serve you in New Braunfels and the surrounding Hill Country communities. The all-new Nissan of New Braunfels, you've got to see this place.
And welcome back to the studios of Hawks Football Weekly. Brant Freeman with Canyon Lake head coach Charlie Drum. Coming up this Friday, the Hawks in round 3 action against the Waco La Vega Pirates. They come into this game 12-0, the second-ranked team in 4A Division I. They are 2 years removed from a state championship, 41-1 over the past 42 games. So certainly, Coach, the pedigree for the Pirates, really impressive. Looking at the job that Coach Willie Williams has done with this program, how impressed have you been by that?
Well, we're no stranger to them. We played them twice in the last 5 years in the playoffs. Coach Williams has been there a long time, won a bunch of football games. They're used to winning. And this group of seniors they have, much like ours, you know, we played them when they were freshmen and beat them back in 2014, I think. They're a special group, and they're well coached and very, very athletic up and down the line, you know, wherever, defensive line, offensive line, obviously the backfield, secondary. And again, like I said, they're well coached, so it's going to be a battle. And
Waco Vega is coming off a 54-7 win over Kingsville King in the second round this past week. In that game, they forced 4 turnovers and held Kingsville King to only 152 total yards. Defensively, what do they like to do?
Defensively, they just get after you. And we told our kids it's not going to be about scheme this week. It's going to be about attitude, intensity, and confidence. And they play with all 3 of those things, offensively and especially defensively. They get after you.
And I mentioned the 54 points scored. They're averaging a little bit more than 44 points per game. This program has had a history of churning out Division I athletes on the offensive side of the football. This year's team really no different in terms of the skill and size that they have. Looking at what they do on offense, what challenges do they present to you defensively?
Well, they have two really, really good running backs, and actually 3 if you count the sophomore kid. So they come at you, you know, they're not real complicated on offense, but what they do is very good. They're going to run, you know, outside zone stuff, and they got a 4-year starter at quarterback, Coach Williams' son, who directs that offense, and he'll take off and run, and he gets the ball to his playmakers on the edge.
So again, the Hawks taking on Waco Vega this Friday in Round Rock. Coach, you look at this game, and I would figure that ball control is going to be important, winning the turnover battle as well, but also how key will special teams be in a game like this? Yeah,
anytime you're, you know, in the 3rd round, you're playing a very good football team, as we are. So turnovers, special teams, and special teams might be an area where we can take advantage of.
Again, Canyon Lake taking on Waco La Vega at 7:30 in Round Rock this Friday. A game we'll have for you right here on the Hawks Network. Our live coverage starts at 7:15. Coach, best of luck against the Pirates.
All right, appreciate it.
For Canyon Lake head coach Charlie Drum, I'm Brant Freeman. This has been Hawks Football Weekly. Thanks as always for watching, and we'll catch up with you again next week.